G'day again. So back for some more Year 10 revision. This time we're going to look at a few quadratic equations and we're just going to factorise these two. So if you factorise these two, you should recognise this pattern where you've got double the middle and a square there. 3 times 3 is 9, 2 times 3 is 6. So this is a perfect square and this will factorise to x plus 3 squared. So anytime you've got that sort of pattern, it's going to be a perfect square. We could change the middle one by changing that pattern, that sign. So x squared minus 6x plus 9, and that's going to be x minus 3 all squared. And we can just change those numbers and continue to get them, but you'll still have this sort of pattern of x plus or minus a number squared. So we'll just do it just for the heck of it. Change those two numbers. So double the middle number, let's pick a number and put it there, let's make it 5. So double the middle number, it's minus 10, and square it, put it there, 25. Pretty easy. You can do another one, x squared, and I'll do a plus this time. Double the middle number, pick any number, so 7, so x plus 7 squared, so double it, so we have 14x, and square it is 49. And that's the same pattern. So anytime you've got that sort of pattern, you know you're going to have a perfect square. All right, keep that in mind. Next one, look over here. Here, what you're looking at is this number. You want to write out the factors of the last number. Now you haven't got much choice here. You've only got 2 times 1 or minus 2 times minus 1. So it's going to be a pretty easy choice because you want these two numbers, so 2 plus 1 or minus 2 plus minus 1, to add up to plus 3. Pretty obvious choice that the answer is going to be 2 and 1, so x plus 2, x plus 1 are going to be the factors. And anytime you've got this sort of simple connection, so we make up another one, x squared plus, and you just pick any simple number there, so a 2, a 3, a 5, a 7, so what are they called? They're called prime numbers. So anytime that is a prime number on the end, this is going to be really easy in the middle. So if we put 7 there, no other choices. Must be a 7 and a 1. And if here, you have to have 8x. Okay, so that's going to factorise x plus 7, x plus 1. Doesn't matter which way you write those around. You could have x plus 1, then x plus 7. No difference, still 4 marks. And you're done. G'day again. So back for some more quadratic equations. Solve by completing the square. I should say by completing the square. Okay, solve this by completing the square. How do you complete the square? Well, you just halve the middle and put the number there. So we want to halve that, and we get 2. 2 times 2 is 4. So I want to put a 4 there, so let's just do that. So let's put a 4 there. X squared plus 4x plus 4 equals something. Now what have I done? You've got to think, I've just changed that number into that number. So now you forget about this and say, what did I just do? I just added 6, didn't I? Minus 2 plus 6 is 4. So I've said plus 6 here and plus 6 there. So this number must be a 6. And now it's pretty straightforward. You know this is a square and that's the number we want. So we're going to have x plus 2 squared, equals 6. Square root both sides, so x plus 2 equals plus or minus square root of 6, and throw the 2 over the other side. If that was a minus 2, this would be a plus 2, this is a plus 2, so we're going to get minus 2. So x equals minus 2 plus or minus root 6, and you're done. The only thing is, that only applies if you want an exact answer. So if they say, please tell me the exact answer, that's it. If they want it to decimal places, then press it on your calculator. So we'll just, we've got a calculator here. Let's grab a calculator and we'll just do it. So you would get minus 2 plus root 6. And that's going to equal 0.449. So that would equal 0.449. Or the other one, and we'll just change the top one there by going back, put a minus in, and equals, and we get minus 4.449. Okay, and that would be, well, there's 3 decimal places. That should be a 5 if it was. Let's make it to 2 decimal places. 0.45, 0.45, 2 decimal places. And you're done. G'day again. So back for another quadratic equation. We've got the same equation here, and this time solved by using the quadratic formula. Now you might ask, why do they bother asking you to solve it by complete the square and quadratic formula? The reason is they're getting you in practice for later on when you have to use this and you have to memorise it. You've got it in your head that that's how to do it. So this is really training you to use the quadratic formula, and the other one was training you to complete the square because you're going to need it for higher level maths. So let's use the quadratic formula on this. We'll have x equals minus b, so minus 4, plus or minus the square root b squared, 4 times 4 is 16, minus 4 multiplied by a is 1, there's a 1 there, multiplied by minus 2. Minus times a minus is a plus, and we're all going to divide by 2 times a, or a is again 1, so this is divide by 2. So x equals minus 4 plus or minus square root 4 times 2 is 8, and we're going to add it because that's minus, minus is a plus, so 16 plus 8 is root 24, divide by 2. Now, when you get an answer like that, you need to simplify this, because that would only get you half marks, because they would expect you'll be able to recognise that I can put a square number in there. So you want to either be able to put a 4, 9, 16, 25, da 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 da. One of the squares can go in there, and that can actually simplify to 4 times 6. Bingo, we've got a square, so that's going to come out and be a 2. So this will actually equal minus 4 plus or minus 2 root, well that in there is 24, is going to be 4 times 6. The 4 will come out and we'll be left with the 6 over 2. So if I just write that a bit nicer, that root 24 right there equals root 4 times 6, and that 4 is coming out. That 4 is coming out there to be 2 root 6, which is what we've got here. And now we can cancel all of these. So we can go that x equals minus 2, 4 divided by 2 is minus 2, 2 divided by 2 is just 1, so I can ignore it altogether, plus or minus root 6. As an exact answer, that's fine, and again we've got the same answer as before, and you're done.